Welcome to Womb Talk. I'm your host, Elizabeth Vanderwalt, the owner and founder of Food for Womb Doula Services. In Womb Talk, we like to go over different topics that are acceptable for all audiences. We're not medical professionals. Everything on this podcast is to educate you so that you can make better choices for your body. If you have a passion for all things women health, then let's start listening. It's a wide range of subjects that are at your fingertips. Don't forget to check us out on social media. We're on a lot of platforms. Let's start talking, shall we? It's been a hot minute since I've been with you all. The last time I was here, my life was completely different. Since then, everything has changed, and I mean everything. Let's roll back time and head towards the year 2021. My life decided to make an entirely big change once COVID hit. I don't know how to sum this up in a smaller thing. And if you've watched my introduction, you know a little bit about me. But to sum it up, I started this business when I was 18 years old. I had a lot of passions, a lot of goals and dreams that I planned to incorporate into this business. I wanted Food for Womb Doula Services to become a place where women of all ages could be supported and loved. Then COVID hit, and I didn't have the option to do what I wanted. I wasn't allowed in hospitals. I wasn't able to see people. I wasn't able to do my in-person visits. And although some of my business can be done online, a lot of it can't. In-person support is kind of, I would say, the hierarchy of being a doula. And of course, this is just my opinion. That's what this podcast is about, is sharing my opinion and education and all the things I can help with. And I let it go. I kept trying to push through during COVID, and I wanted to work and make this work so that somehow I could do something virtually that people could still hire me, use me, and let me help you. But it did not work out. And slowly my passion became more of a commitment and less of a want and excitement. I wasn't getting anything out of it, and I wasn't seeing it help anyone. So what was the point? Then in November of 2020, we at the time were currently living in more of a suburban area of Niagara. And we ended up deciding that we were going to travel across the country and move to Saskatchewan, Canada. That was a huge life decision, a big choice that completely shell-shocked me. I ended up having a lot of emotions when my dad, my brother, and I went to find a house in this area. I had a lot to deal with on the processing of that. And so when we finally came here and were starting to live here, it was apparently one of the worst winters in Saskatchewan that they've had for a very long time. Lucky us. It was brutally cold. We didn't know anyone. There were still lockdowns. So I was stuck in the middle of nowhere. And I was literally just like lost completely because this wasn't working. I wasn't going anywhere. So I dove into another like passion / this is what I was doing on the side, VA work, which is like a virtual assistant, kind of like a secretary to certain businesses, but it's all done remotely. And I dove in. I took on way too many projects, way too many clients that I couldn't even have the time to think about my doula work because it just became such a back burner object. In between that passion, I was also writing romance stories because who doesn't love trying to do that as well? So I wrote romance novels, and I did and have managed to sell a few. But again, it still comes back to it wasn't as much of a fulfilling sense of desire that doula work gives me. So slowly, over the past 2 years, I have been, from 2022 and 2023, I have been burning myself out by continuously working on something that didn't give me the same satisfaction that my doula work does. the way educating you, like through a podcast and through videos and through in-person meetings, and all of that gave me. So I just stopped, and I've been cutting things out, doing things that I can to make me happy. And that's what I told myself this year was going to be about: self-care and doing things I want, which was something to revitalize this. I have to make a name for myself in a whole new area. And I'm like, let's try to actually do this. Last year, I revamped my website, and then with a small little crash, it's slowly been being brought back to life all the time. My goal is to eventually offer courses and to really help you, the women of the world, with as much about our health as I can. Because in all honesty, we're still kind of, with healthcare providers, a very unknown entity. Only when you go to herbalists and naturopaths, in my opinion, I find that they have the most knowledge on women as much as possible, because they were roles of women. Midwives and herbalists normally were of women. That's why it was considered witchcraft. I only know so much of the history, but if I go to a doctor, they don't have much help for me as a woman. So my goal is to educate you as much as I possibly can learn. I've taken multiple courses between birth doula work, fertility doula work. I've taken a women's health coaching class so I can help coach women on women's health. I'm taking a yoni steaming class. I hopefully plan to finish my placenta encapsulation course. I have so many courses that I plan to continue my education so that I can further my advancements for you. And I mean, in the end, it comes to better supporting me. So that's kind of been a little bit of my life since then. I now live on a homestead in Saskatchewan, Canada. We have multiple animals. We have 3 cows, almost 4 once our milk cow has her calf. We have chickens, and we're close to over 100 birds in this property. We have turkeys. We have pigs, and slowly we just continue to add to it. Our goal is to continue with beekeeping this year after we lost our hive last year. And I'm satisfied, because in the beginning, when I first moved here, I was lost. I was confused, and I was really just trying to figure myself out. I was, early 21. I was 21 years old. And, although I'm only 24 almost this year, it's still, you still have to always learn about yourself. And we're always on a continuous growth, even though they say our brains complete maturing at 25. And if you have ADHD, that's closer to 31, actually. I feel like you still aren't finished developing, because the life that you live is continuously changing, and you never know what's really going to happen. So I've decided that's why I'm going to bring this podcast back up. That's why this is kind of like, it's been a hot minute, because it has. This time around, we're going to be doing YouTube videos. So if you're listening to this through Spotify, Apple Music, or other platforms, it will be on YouTube, and you will get to see my face and my facial reactions to when I discuss things, because sometimes I look a little weird. But that's what Womb Talk's going to be, being brought back to life. It's going to be designed for women, by women, and we're going to be giving as much education as possible so that you can learn your body and make decisions for it with as much knowledge as you could possibly remember. As humans, we need to hear things quite a couple of times, and I don't know if my voice is exactly what you need to listen to a couple of times, but hear it from other people as well. So I'll be trying to get guest stars on here of other women that work in this health profession that can help you, and even possibly help me. So I really hope that you continue to listen to Womb Talk, and hopefully this, even though it's short, it'll be the start of something that maybe you'll continuously want to listen to. I'm always changing. I find that I've really gone through some things to try to become a better person as much as possible. So if this is something that would interest you, or maybe you know someone, please do share it, because we want you. I want you to learn more about your bodies and learn about women's health. And I really hope that you can find that here with us. So, although this is short and I've repeated myself too many times to count, let's get into it. Make sure to listen to the next one because I've got some big plans for you.